Hi guys, how are you doing? Let's see, making sure that everything is showing up and my family's home, so you might hear them in the background, but it shouldn't be too badly. Let me just see here. So I hope you guys are doing well. I and have been in a lot of pain from arthritis. We had like atmospheric river here which was really damp, and that is no good, no good for me. So let me just see here, make sure my gain is up, but not up too much. All right. And I see people have left a couple of questions. That's fine. All right. Let me just see what's going on with this. See here. There we go. All right. Okay. Hi, Erica. How are you? Hello, Miss T. Hope you're doing well. And Isadora, wonderful to have you here as always, our super mod. And Gina, I have tagged your or starred your comment. Okay, there we go. And let's just see. All right. So I've got Allison Otway's question and Gina's. Um, and I'll wait a little bit get my cards together here. I've got a few decks around. I've been nerding out watching stuff on UFOs. I found some more cool stuff to share with you guys about it. Um, so we'll see how that goes. Well, I'll put it in the comments section. How is the sound and everything? Is it okay? Sorry. Hang on a minute. Okay. I think that's okay. Let me just check the sound on the other end here. Is it okay? Can you guys hear me well enough? All right. All right. Sounds good. Okay, thank you, Isadora. All righty. Got my trusty dusty Rider Waite tarot deck. And it's overcast today here. It's kind of gray. Miss T, there we go. Number 3. Okay. I'll go ahead and, of course, my eyes. Now that I got my makeup on, I'm itching. Let me just get my coffee. Oh boy. Mm, my husband makes a good cup of coffee. All right. Let's just go ahead and start. Let me just change a little something with the color. Because I like to mix it up. All right. And I'm just going to check. Oh, the live commentary. Shan L. Got it. And we have, let's see now, 4 questions so far. All right. And I will pop back over to the live after I cover a question to see if somebody's, come in while I was reading and left another question. But for right now, I'll go ahead and I'm going to start with Allison Otway. Okay. And okay, there we go. Hi, Gina. I got your question down. Okay, so let's go ahead with Allison. We'll start with Allison first. Hi, Maya. Can you read on why Eliza? Oh, yes. Thank you for asking that question. I only just found out about this case. In America, everything is crazy right now. And let's see. Let me just get comfortable. I feel like I'm sliding. There's a, this is like an air for low pressure mattress, and it has like a waterproof cover over it, and then you put your sheeting and stuff over it, but you still end up sliding away over time. So let's take a look at Eliza and Henrietta. Now, from what I understand, they were a pair, or not a pair, but they were part of thruplets. Is that how you would say it? Anyway, and two of them, uh, oddly enough, ended up in the river there over in Scotland, the River Dee. And gratefully, both have been found. So there's that. But like, it's just bizarre. And so she's saying, Allison is saying at 2 a.m., maybe they were out. Um, my guess would just be, and of course, I'm definitely looking with the cards, which makes me also want to grab the predictive deck and see if, make sure I've got that predictions deck. Maybe this one as well. Trish James. I think I'm going to start with that one. Like, it sounds like maybe they were out, and I'm willing to bet that one of them accidentally went into the water and the other one probably tried to save them. Um, my guess, now that's just my guess, uh, but let's see what the cards have to say. It's amazing sometimes what the cards can bring up. Any message from Isabella to me. I've always loved that. Isadora, Isabella. So feminine, beautiful. And Eleanor. Growing up, I had a landlady named Eleanor. She was wonderful. All right, so let's look at Eliza and Henrietta Hudsty. I might not be pronouncing their last name right. They are Hungarian, or were Hungarian. And there were three of them, but two of the thruplets, I guess, ended up in the water in the River Dee around 2 a.m. on the 7th of January. What do we need to know? Allison says there's something odd about this. It's definitely odd. It's definitely weird. Hi, Mariana. How are you? Good to see you. And I've starred your question. And hello, Amy. You have my grandmother's name. Another beautiful name, I think. Amy. Very French. Nice to have you here. And Shan, everyone, thank you so much. And for anyone that's lurking, hi. I hope you're doing well. Okay. So let's dial in. It takes me a moment. Hard to kind of run the chat and do a reading. Okay. I appreciate your patience. So these two, how come, what happened? How did they end up going into the water? What do we need to know about this situation? Eliza and Henrietta, why did they end up in the water? What happened? There, I think that's a little better. Why did they end up in the water? What happened? Oh, this one just fell out. Expand, go bigger. Well, you never know. I shouldn't, maybe somebody was trying to act, maybe show off a little bit or play around, and maybe they did something more, who knows, bigger, so to speak. Let's just see. I don't feel like I'm tuned in quite yet. Too much distraction. Not you guys, it's just me. Got to kind of get dialed in. Okay. Henrietta and Eliza. Henrietta and Eliza. Eliza and Henrietta. Eliza and Henrietta. How come they ended up in the water in the river deep? All right, let's see what we get with this deck. Well, I'm getting issues of self-love and value and worth. Okay, and I know very little about them. Hey, Crystal Blue Persuasion. Nice to have you here. I'm getting fertility and bountiful. Well, that kind of makes me feel like self-love, worth with fertility and bountiful makes me feel like esteem looks okay. Maybe they were just somebody was playing around and something happened. Knowledge, more information, reassess, come back to it. Illusion, not as it seems. Anxiety, mental struggle. Well, maybe someone was experiencing some anxiety between the two. Maybe they were trying to hide that or put it off. Balance, ups and downs. Well, we're getting it. Reflect, accountability. I feel like this may have been after uh, what happened. There's like juggling here. I definitely feel like one of the two of them was feeling stressed or anxious and maybe having a hard time. Uh, Everything is not as it seems. Reassess, come back to it. I think they're trying to keep going and then come back. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, because I'm starting to pick up on some things. Searching, find yourself. Well, a few things. They were found. Um, Split two minds. Now that's interesting because we have the two out of the three there, and there's two of them, but it makes me feel like one of them may have been struggling a little bit, and I feel like the other one was there trying to help them. I don't feel like they were both feeling the same way, but I do feel like this is indicative of going through a bit of a time of self growth and struggling with some things. Not unusual, not unusual. You create your destiny. Warning, deception. Hmm. Well, I wonder if, you know, somebody's balance or thinking was off with balance. And that could certainly cause, sorry if you hear the wind back, that could certainly cause someone to go into the water. They could lose their balance, etc. Let me just see with the regular tarot too. How come they ended up in the water, both of these sisters? This is dealing with plans and the future and waiting for an opportunity. Someone was definitely preparing for the future. They had plans, so I don't feel like anyone was actually intending on self-harm, because this looks like someone was thinking of the future and planning for it. But one of them I feel like was possibly experiencing issues with some anxiety, some kind of a struggle, and was looking more deeply into their life, I think starting to grow, but having anxiety, mental struggle, maybe becoming a bit more aware than they had been in the past. Here we have the water, the river, and we have loss. There's three. And I know that there were, three of them, but two of them, um, unfortunately have passed now. And it's interesting. Now we have two here behind the person standing and three knocked over. And this harkens to me to childhood. I don't know if they were born during a water sign, but oops, I put that in the wrong pile. But I feel like we're picking up on that. And it could have been just one of them goofing off or playing around, or maybe going to sit by the water, maybe having a switch of mood. Let's see what else we get. We do get a female that is thinking of walking away, a feeling maybe issues of abandonment or neglect, or wanting to move on, get past something, and maybe not deal with maybe it may have been having, again, a feeling of maybe dealing with accountability, struggling with that in life. Let me just see if that helps. Hi, Leslie King. I've got your question. We've got total of 7 right now, -1 here. There's the Page of Swords. This is like hypervigilance, and it can be connected to anxiety. I just feel like one of them was having a hard trouble relaxing and may have been having generalized anxiety. This is paired, well, maybe there was some bullying going on, maybe at work or who knows where in social life. I'm not sure, but we do have someone here that's pretty ruthless, has to win. Maybe this person made them nervous with one of the females. Yeah, I get something about a new relationship or a relationship where there's a lot of emotions. It's possible there was betrayal, cheating, love triangle involved. A lot of feelings about that. And it could be that they were looking to get back out there again. I don't know. Something here too, a struggle with independent wealth or wanting to be part of that scene or that lifestyle. So maybe one of them was going through some issues there. Let's see. How did they end up in the water? Show me. How did they end up in the water? I might have to switch out to another deck. Was it an accident? Was this just a tragic accident where someone lost balance? How come they ended up in the water? Well, they're off kind of the beaten track on their own, and we have the hermit Again, this goes with that introspective energy. Maybe wanting to be alone, feeling anxious, getting away from everyone else, um, and go home. They were headed home. Maybe one of them wanting to be on her own, walking away. But there's a disconnection here with the Four of Cups. There's not feeling connected. That can be due to the anxiety and possibly depression. Many times when you have anxiety, you'll also have depression. There was one staying back, I believe, to help the other. Um, they were just feeling numb. So there may have been I gotta say, I think someone was going through a bit of a rough patch and was maybe finding being around people a bit too much. I'm still not getting a sense of like someone's wanting to end things, but I'm not figuring out, there's authorities looking ahead, looking into the future, the father as well, waiting. Sorry, that's my stomach growling. Maybe it was hard to see, but we do have the hermit here. They may not have been able to tell how close to an edge that they were. And there's kind of, with this card, the Four of Cups and the Six of Pentacles, it feels like one of them is trying to help the other one, and the other one seems to be in mentally, like I said, in a bit of a struggle and not feeling connected to reality, feeling numb, um, emotionally, and quite possibly due to a relationship or the feeling of betrayal. There's a King of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So I'm getting a male card. Maybe this is the male involved. So I think one of the sisters had a boyfriend or a friend. Um, I'm thinking a relationship. And this guy looks active. Maybe he's a bit of a player or just does not, take things too seriously. The beginning of a relationship with the Ace of Cups, there's that infatuation, there's all that emotion. But again, that a beginning card, maybe connected to work or just getting to know someone. I don't know. I think someone was struggling there, maybe to get back out into dating, or they weren't ready and wanted to go be by themselves. So they went by the water, and the sister goes to help. Here we do have the Nine of Cups. Now, that can be indicative of partying it up and also someone that it, maybe that maybe that King of Cups likes to party as well. I tend to think that that is where that Nine of Cups energy goes. Um, there's hypervigilance. I think maybe concerned that he's going to show up or that they're going to run into him. Again, we're getting having to leave or walk away from independent wealth, maybe a job or a living situation that was quite comfortable, a lifestyle. Maybe, again, something ends and they have to leave it and they're having a hard time with that. Looking toward the future again, waiting, to make a decision. And maybe they thought they could now, I don't know, go over the river. Again, we do have the river here. Um, and the Two of Wands. And that's coming to a decision, making a decision, trying to cross. uh, I feel like I don't know why. I would love to, I'm gonna really have to look at where they crossed and what all that looked like on the River Dee because I can't understand why they want to do this. Were they really inebriated or just not definitely I feel like not seeing things clearly, and that would go along with things not being as they seemed. Um, Judgment and maybe with their decision to try and cross the water for some reason. Uh, this decision, it you know, brings them a consequence, and they're held to an account, so to speak. There's a considerable consequence. I don't know. Did they think that somehow they could get through it? They'd be able to do it, no problem. I don't, it's just, to me, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. We get the Chariot and the Nine of, not the Nine, but the Eight of Swords, not able to move, or something restrictive in movement or ability. I'm sure that water would have been really cold. A lot of times when people go into cold water, hi, Festin, there's still room for your question. A lot of times when people go into cold water, their throat can snap shut. It's a response that our body has that can kill you, um, as well as, of course, hypothermia. Let me just try another one. I'm just not satisfied with how they ended up in the water. Okay, we'll try this. So let's look at Eliza and Henrietta. I want to know, how did they end up in the water? Why? Why did they want to cross the water or think that they could cross the water? That sounds kind of not thinking things through. Was that because maybe they'd been partying and their thinking wasn't clear? What is going on? That's just weird. You know what I mean? My stomach is just active right now. So if you're hearing my little growls there, I'm sorry. All right. Plus, my husband's making Italian meatballs and marinara for homemade marinara sauce. Oh, smells good. All right. So, how did they end up in the water? Please make it clear. Guides, help me to see accurately and clearly. How come these sisters ended up in the water? Did one just not realize how close to the edge they were? Was this just an accident? All right, let's see what we get. Darkness, outage. Well, this is nodding to a lack of being able to see clearly. Okay. Maybe they couldn't see well at night where they were at. Then we get fire or heat wave. What, did somebody feel too warm? Sometimes if you've been, partying up, alcohol can make you feel warm when you're not. Also hypothermia if you've been sitting out there a while, but I doubt that. All right, let's see. Trains or transport? Maybe they took a train, or maybe that figures in somehow, but not why they would end up in the water. I think the answer is something about it being dark. Mosquito airborne. Well, I don't think so. Not this time of year in Aberdeen. So something about the dark. Change is coming. All right. Offering donation. Perhaps families raising money. Military action. Not sure about this. Innocent and truthful. I feel like that is authorities finding out more about them and their personalities, and people being truthful with them, and you know, that it looks like they see these two for the most part as being pretty harmless people. I'm getting royal family. I don't know if they, and mainstream news. Hmm. Maybe royal families. I don't know. Are they offering anything? Um, then I'm getting food shortage and foreign occupation. I don't know. I mean, I know that their background is Hungarian, but this just doesn't sound right. It just really does not. This is annoying. So it seems like there's a lack of clarity. I wonder if they had, yes, today's Monday, but I took yesterday off because I was in too much pain. So I made today to make a makeup day. Because I really wanted to read for people. And I figured I might feel better. So, and I am feeling better enough. I want to know, how come they ended up in the water? Let's see. I'm going to grab also Lenormand and the investigative deck. Evidence of scandal. Tsunami, rising water. Hmm. Well, the rising water definitely gives me the feeling that they may have misjudged how deep the water was, especially if they were having some kind of thoughts to cross this somehow. I don't know. Shadow ruler. Were they in blackout? Were they, since if they were out at 2 a.m., had they been under the influence and like in a blackout of some kind? That might be why I'm getting such choppy, it feels like snippets, scenes here and there. Offering donation, shadow ruler, trying to help. Military action, I'm getting that again. Solution to the problem. Oh no, was it really windy that night that they were out? Tornado winds. Did someone lose their balance as a result? Replace or exchange. Downgraded, innocent, truthful. I'm not getting the sense here that there was an intentional act. I'm thinking someone lost balance, couldn't see, didn't misjudged something. Um, Let me just see here. Where's the bottom to this one? Where did I put that? Oh, right in front of me. All right. Let me see. Let's try to investigate one. Probably the one I should have used all along. How did the girls end up in the water? These two sisters, how did they end up in the River Dee? Why? Was it just an accident or something more nefarious? What do we need to know? Asking my guides to help me to get clear cards, make them sing, help me to sing. Marks left behind and running out of time. Hmm. Suspicious activity with digital things like phones, possible. Knew too much, wanted to talk. Well, I definitely think one of them wanted to get away from everyone else. There's that feeling. And the other one wanted to help the other one. Now, because I got something about an unpleasant relationship and feeling brokenhearted, maybe a bit anxious about this King of Cups, I am wondering if marks left behind in this case might mean domestic abuse. Why would she be so hyper vigilant, concerned about seeing them? I mean, you wouldn't want to, but I mean, like that wound up, um, it feels like a nervous wreck, you know? Again, digital, something about the digital footprint, you guys. Something on their phones, something maybe communications, who they were talking to, what they were talking about, maybe somebody that sent them information. That needs to be looked at. I'm sure that they are. And maybe they've said, we didn't find anything. I don't know, because I don't know anything about it. It says person is known, fight, conflict, argument. I think it goes back to a guy that one of them was feeling upset about. And maybe with so much focused on the phones, like maybe there was a texting going back and forth. And maybe they went over to by the water to continue this whatever, or to think, or whatnot. And the other sister may have followed him. Please find me. I definitely feel like it was an accident because this makes me feel like please help me. And I'm sure that once they were in the water, they were thinking that. Drain or waterway? Well, the River Dee is a waterway. We're picking up on the water. Resilience, slow process. It's really hard to swim with your clothes on. And if the current or the stream is strong, that's like wearing cement. And in cold water, and then your body's stunned by the cold, it can react, like I said, with your throat closing. So maybe the resilience in trying to survive was a slow process and they didn't make it. Well, there was the Wheel of Fortune and karma. This might have been part of a karmic thing playing out, and world, end of a situation, or buried. So, but this makes me feel like with the Wheel of Fortune and this, it was very much karma that these two would go out together, part of their plan. Um, what else am I getting? Somehow this was their karma was played out, and this was their exit point, is what I'm, despite how young they were and everything like that. It looks like the pull of karma was really strong with the world and the wheel of fortune, the set of events then that took place once they were by the water. I wanted out. Oh gosh. Again, I think somebody accidentally went in and the other tried to save the other one. I wanted out and ringmaster organizer. So I think this is the other sister trying to assist her sister to get out. I think it looks like you have a situation where somebody may have wanted to step away from the crowd to think or to respond to texts, or they're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, breath of fresh air, and all of that. And they end up near the water. I think they misjudge something, and one of them ends up in the water and the other tries to help. Okay. Will they be able to determine how, exactly how, in the future? Um, these two ended up in the water. I don't know. Was it slippery? Was it slick? Could they have slipped and um, gone in that way, not seeing the dark, not seeing even a slippery patch? I really am so curious about that, and I'm curious about the point of entry to the water. I'll have to look at that. Okay. So anything else we need to know? Will they discover how come they ended up in the water, how that happened at least? Running out of time. Okay. Person of interest? Hmm. Did someone see it? Yeah, let me just see how old they were. And I'm getting the Hierophant. So this person, there's like counsel or authority with the, is that the Hierophant? Powerful. It just says powerful person involved. Maybe she was seeing a powerful person, well-funded operation. I just get a feeling of somebody having been with a male that was not that great. Let me just take a look at their ages here. Okay, so they were both 32 from a set of triplets. And let's see, they were both seen on Market Street at Victoria Bridge around 2:12 a.m. Tuesday. I'm just scanning headlines here. Kind of the same thing. I don't think there's anything more right now that's come out other than them being recovered. They were last seen on CCTV, though, taking a 2 a.m. walk in freezing temperatures. No one able to determine why the women were even out. Now, this is Sky News from the 14th. Let me just take a look. I think because someone was, one of the two was having emotional, like a panic attack, anxiety going on, like really hardcore. Um, and often there's a sense of panic and people are wanting to like get away. Okay, so they were last seen on CCTV taking a 2 a.m. walk in freezing temperatures, no one able to determine why they were even out at that time in the first place. Okay. But 1 week on, the outcome looks increasingly grim as frantic search for the two who vanished into thin air. Okay, well they found them. Let's see. This is baffled. This Aberdeen police. And they were in the heart of the city. They were wearing jackets and scarves in sub-zero conditions, it says, originally from Hungary. They crossed a bridge and took a sharp turn down a dark path that trails along the River Dee. It is overgrown with bushes and would have been caked in ice, making walking in the pitch black treacherous. It makes this disappearance all the more baffling. Okay. Okay. So I think we have it. The darkness, I think the slipperiness, I think this was an accident. I think what had them out there was one of them was having, um, I think, a hard time and may have been seeing someone and was having a tremendous amount of anxiety and just needed to get out, or the feeling of wanting to get out and take that walk. I think it was just a poor choice, unfortunately. And we see that one wanted to help the other. I think that, unfortunately, fortunately, should I say that this makes sense, but it's very sad. And we do get that they've crossed on with as well. So I don't believe that they're stuck here or confused or anything like that. I feel like this was their exit point for the two of them. Let's see, but let's just ask, is there anything else they want us to know? So I take it this looks like it was just a poor choice and bad conditions to be out there, kind of like a perfect storm, if you will. Dark and treacherous is not a good place, and especially the dark. We did get that, the darkness, as being an issue. All right, let's just see what these cards want to say. Stalker being watched. Was one of them being bothered by this male? Is that it? Um, like an ex bothering them, or maybe if it's not an ex, just someone that was, because I tend to feel like somebody was being hounded, or um, and the tower and chaos, breakdown. So I sense here someone was hounding her, and the anxiety could have triggered the events that caused them to unfortunately end up in the water. Yeah, there's a wanting of freedom, wanting to feel free, and missing peace. Something that wasn't quite complete. They didn't feel entirely free. Somebody was, I think, bothering them. And they just were trying to figure out what they needed to do to make it stop so they would be free of that person. Here's the risk taking with the Fool. Going out that walk. It's dark. And then we do get the card of sacrifice with the Hangman. This could be like sacrifice. You're a victim of circumstance. And the delay as well. And perhaps the need to see things from a different perspective about this risk. Going out there and taking that risk. They should have waited till there was more light. The sun, yes, correct path. So that's what this card says. So we do get the sun coming. There will be information. There will be illumination. And it's paired with, the devil, a narcissist, torture, rage. I feel like possibly the person that was hounding them, bothering them, a chaotic relationship or bad habits, issues, codependency in a relationship too, where um, you need to put somebody aside or a behavior pattern aside and go towards something more positive. So there's going to be illumination, I think, on the trouble, the chaos, somebody's extreme behavior. Um, Person of interest, someone had help. I think it goes back to the stalking. Someone may have been enabling someone to do this, like friends or family. I feel like one of them was being bothered by someone. Repeat offender, home searcher, house. So maybe that's why they didn't want to stay around the house. If they felt like that person was watching their house or hanging around or that they didn't feel safe there, maybe that's why they were anxious and left the home environment. Okay, that's an interesting thought. Distraction, not as it seems once again. And I am safe now. So, yeah, they've crossed over, I feel like, and this was, this may have happened because somebody was being bothered and didn't feel safe in the house or just, you know, needed to leave that environment feeling too stressed. Okay. Gina's plays. What is coming in February for me? All right. Let's take a look. We're going to use this deck this time. Another Trish James deck, but this is the Oracle. So what is coming for Gina in February? Now that we're in February, can you believe it? My goodness, time goes by so quickly. Okay. So what is coming for Gina? What are the themes? What does she need to know? Gina, February. Expand, go bigger. Well, look at the beautiful peacock feathers there too. Go big or go home, as they say, dream big, dream bigger. Opportunity, new doors. Well, that's really good. Expand, go bigger, opportunity, new doors. So it sounds like you have some really good opportunities to expand and learn more in some way. And it's really an opportunity that you don't want to let slide. Take it up, get out of your comfort zone as well with the go big, dream big, don't think small. Even if you're not familiar with something, try something new. Resilient, long time. You have strength there and resilience to endure. Um, there's also scattered and unorganized. So, resilient and long time with scattered and unorganized. It might be a hint that there's time now for getting things organized. Excuse me just a minute. All right. Overwhelm emotionally. Okay. And maybe if there's some disorganization, one for me to talk about, I definitely need to get organized. Um, there might be a hint toward working on organization to help you not feel so overwhelmed. Yeah, and then you're going to be celebrating accomplishments. So I think it's if you don't do it in small bits, one area, one section, one part at a time, okay? And gradually work perhaps on getting more organized or whatever it is you feel like you need to have more organized, because it looks like then it's going to reduce the stress level. Illusion, everything is not as it seems. That one wants to come up. And warning, deception. So be wary of anything that's too good to be true um, from people, and read the fine print, as they say, um, before you sign the dotted line. Look more deeply into things, even if you're just watching information, double fact check, you know? I think that's going to be important, because when we get not illusion, things aren't as they seem, and deception, warning, um, people can be out for their own interest. So beware. Get control, take power back. It's time for you to learn how to say no. And soulmate, special to you. Well, there's something that I think will be drawing perhaps that person toward you, if you don't already have them in your life. I feel like the confidence factor here, when you retake your power, reclaim your power, could draw that soulmate to you. So it looks like you're kind of cleaning up and organizing your life and realizing your self-worth, getting a little more organized, not um, falling prey to deception, and expecting not settling for less. Okay. And emotions might be on the high end, so just beware of that. Be mindful of who you keep company with as well. But it looks good, so there's big opportunities. Take advantage of them, and just don't be taken advantage of. Okay? All right. Let's go to the next question. Hi, Maya. Will Mars returning direct have an impact on what is happening now with the rat and the orange? Oh, yeah, those two, the knuckleheads, Tweedledee and Tweedle Diddly Ding Dong Do. All right, let's take a look. Maybe I should go to the predictions deck. Well, I'll try this one first. So let's try it. Will Mars have a direct effect of impact on what is happening with F-47 or Orange Menace and his fixer, his main dude, who now has our information about. No one elected that guy. Why is he in there? When are they, the thing is, nobody's coming to save us, so to speak. I'm sorry. I don't think they are anymore. We have to learn how to save ourselves. And that means we have to get up and start demonstrating as well as writing and standing up to this. This is redonk. Let's just see. Will Mars affect going direct? Will it affect Musk and DJT? And if so, how? Let's see what we get. Mood swing. Wow. Extreme emotions. Maybe they'll get in a fight. connect, ground yourself. I think they're going to be revved up, drunk on power, continuing with that. Sorry, got like a little area of my eyelash. There. Okay. Lethargic, running on empty afterward, huh? So extreme mood, connect, ground yourself. I think they're going to be draining each other. Can we send them to Mars? How about a one-way trip to the sun? I hear it's really warm and golden shiny, and Trump likes things like that. Canada and NATO coming to help us soon. Harris will become president soon. I sure hope so. I mean, I'm not going to say no, but I really think part of our lesson is to learn for ourselves that we have to save ourselves. We have to take more action ourselves to make them respect us because they don't. All right. So, mood swings, they need to ground themselves. We know they won't. Um, Lethargic and running on empty. That will probably make them pretty like angry most of the time, short-tempered, I would presume. Nutrition adjustment. Oh, maybe Trump gets told you have to go on a diet or, something like that, which I'm sure he would love. But look at this nutrition adjustment and that's next to the lethargy. Is somebody anemic? I don't know. Um, because that's what that's talking about to me. I've had anemia. That's and somebody might be needing more iron. Hmm. And we know his diet isn't very good. I don't know about Elon's, but I reckon it's probably a little bit healthier than Trump's. Dare say. He becomes worm food. Well, he's on his way. He's on his way, decaying every day, becoming that much closer. Every day is one day closer to him not being in office anymore. Resilient, long time is paired with abundance, multiplying. Hmm. Resilience, long time, abundance, multiplying. So it does look like it will affect them. They do have that bump there with the mood swings, the lethargy. Probably somebody needs to have a better diet and they need to adjust that. And then I think they're going to have more vigor, more stamina. Great. Nest change, home or family, paired with protect yourself. Ooh, yeah, and maybe there's going to be more threats. Or feelings of needing to protect the self and the family, the home. Um, so that's interesting. We're looking at a little bit of a health issue there. And I think there's a bit of burnout coming with it as well. And then it looks like they kind of correct the issue. Okay. I want to see some more. Let me just see. Um, we get travel, time to get away. What, golf again? I don't know. And with travel comes illusion, not as it seems. So there's something about some kind of travel, maybe them going to Panama and these other places. Don't tell me Greenland's, well, they've already been there, or, Canada. Um, but there's something, as usual, that is not as it seems, that they're going to be trotting out there about some kind of travel. I'm sure it's Muskrat has a lot of people suing him. Yeah, get control, take power back, and that's paired with favorable outcome. Now, I don't know. I think that the get control, take power back, maybe that's something more favorable. Endings, closing chapter, healing, time to heal. You know, it could it could contribute to them ending sooner than later because of their conduct by that Mars going forward, because it does show that they're going to have some issues, and still get people annoyed. Now, I'm really hoping that this means that we will get back control from them. So we'll just hold on to that hope and that possibility. Yeah, perhaps so. Dim's hopefully getting ready. Um, Lost, no direction. That's them all the time because they don't make any real plan. They just say, well, we want this, and then they just try and go and basically smash up the china shop. Patience, it will take time. So I think that's also a lot of us are feeling like we don't really have a sense of direction about what we exactly should do, but to be patient, to keep at it, I think we'll figure that out in order to take back control, be part of that movement. Wisdom, think about it. Weakened immune system, aging. Somebody's aging. Their aging is accelerating. That's Trump. And the digestion. So sleeplessness, lack of sleep. Maybe they shouldn't use so many things. Relax. Do not stress. Well, they're definitely stressed, so that's probably why they're not sleeping. Procrastinate, wasting time, and that's connected to where he should be improving his health, home, body. There's procrastination, so I think he puts it off. I think he starts to have some issues. Maybe he initially does better and starts to feel better, but then he doesn't keep up with it. And there's going to be a weakening, it looks like, to Trump's immune system. And it doesn't look like he's going to be taking care of himself the way he should. It's not consistent. Heavy burdens and a deception. So heavy burdens, letting go, and deception. More lies they're going to try. Maybe a real stinker of one here. And this would cause a great deal of burden, as usual. Resourcefulness, you will find a way. Movement, wheels in motion. So we will confront him. But yeah, he's going to be particularly awful. Looks like the pair of them. Yep. So we'll just keep play it by ear and get active to what we can do. That's all we can do, you know. All right. Will our family restaurant survive? Sean L. I hope you're still here, friend. Um, let's see. Let me take a different deck. Oh, here it is. This one just has extra information on it. Okay, so will Sean or Shan, I'm sorry, Shan. Shan L's family business restaurant, will it survive? Will their family restaurant survive? I hope so, friend. What do they need to know? about their family restaurant. Does it look like it will survive? The family restaurant, Chanel, is it going to survive? I get the Ten of Swords, but I do get a card of yes, and this might be that this a painful ending, and there's a new morning coming. So going through hard times, but there's something new that's coming. So don't throw in the towel just yet. Maybe better times are on the horizon, and you've just got to see this through. That gives me some hope, actually. It is paired with the moon, which is uncertainties and fears and having to confront those fears and walk through when you're going through hell. Keep going, truly. Uh, don't stop and say that oh, I'm stuck. Just keep moving each day because it's going to change. Things are going to become brighter. But right now, you're passing through the dark night of the soul. Okay. And let's see, what else are we getting? Using your intuition is important. And the release, transformation of the business. There might be changes that you're going to need to make. Okay. Got it, Mariana. That's all the questions I'm going to take. Isadora, can you type in not taking any more questions? I do get the tower. Were you guys in the fire or something? Because this is the unanticipated event and change where you rebuild. And you rebuild with more thought to make it better, how it could be more safe, how it, whatever. Um, I think yes. And you've got the Knight of Wands, which is financial risk, but it's also ambition and determination, despite the unexpected chaos and collapse. I think once again, you will survive despite the fear, despite the uncertainty. It's looking to me like yes, the King of Wands. This could be someone that is good with business advice, financial success, it says. And again, they are very determined and have a great deal of ambition, and even a visionary, a leader, a male that's, I think, going to take the lead with the business. Maybe a fire sign. And they've been through a lot with the Three of Swords. There's been heartbreak, grief, financial loss. But they need, once again, to release the pain and move forward to heal because there's a new day for the family business ahead. There's the family, there's the past, maybe even highlighting siblings and the anxiety, lack of sleep, fear, so on and so forth, the stress. But again, moving on and moving forward, having to release the past and move forward. I think yes, with the card of abundance, and I think it would be really nice with the Empress, abundance, healthy. And look at that, the Ten of Pentacles, there's the family. And I think a new start with the Ace of Pentacles to rebuild. All right, it looks like you will survive. All right. Any message from Isabella to me? All right, Amy, let's take a look. It is Let's see. Mm, let's see. Maybe I'll grab that one. Uh, it's almost out of my range, but I got it. Is Isabella, is she passed on, Amy? Isabella. What's the message, Isabella? Asking my guides to help me read accurately and clearly. Oh, would help if I had that on the line. Uh, let's see, what does Isabella have to say? Isabella, or Amy. Thank you, Amy. Okay, Isabella, what do you want to, what's the information for Amy? What's the reading for Amy you want me to share? What's the info? What's the message? Help me to read accurately and clearly, please. All right. We're getting the card of the limelight. Okay. That's kind of funny. And we're being paired with an academic. So there's looks like, is there someone that's doing well in the family with academics, or being like celebrated or noted for doing well? Because it looks like they're putting a limelight on somebody that is doing well with learning, schools, education, and they're putting that person like a giving them a great big pat on the back, thinking the just the world of what they're doing. A great deal of respect and admiration. It feels like, if that makes any sense. We're getting the card of addiction, and it is paired with optimism. Now, to me, that would mean if there is someone in the family that has an addiction issue, it might be that she's saying, take heart. They have hope for recovery with the optimism card. Hospitality, you going back to school. They want you to do it. Hospitality as an act of love. That's interesting. Act of love as is. So, hospitality, letting someone stay with you, not, you don't have to make your house fancy and it doesn't have to be the tidiest, the best, whatever. That's a feeling here that you might end up having to play host. I don't know, but there's hospitality that will be shown to you, and there is not anything fancy about it. Um, oh, good. I'm glad you're quitting the smoking, uh, because you will do better. So this just looks to me like this is such an act of love, allowing, putting someone up. You work with the elderly. Ah, that makes sense in a way. You took care of her. Bless. I get it. I can see where this would come in with you spending time with them and making sure that they've got what they need. 19 years, no ways. She's wanting to call your attention to something. Let's see what that is. The body, says body. Hmm. Active love, observation, maybe about getting a checkup. Because look at the person is like looking and looking with special, you know, instrument to do so. And we're seeing time. I feel like it's saying you need to go maybe in for a checkup, just or someone that might be complaining of some issues might need to go in and be quickly about it. Maybe observation of change. Then we get the card of home and snake. This one is not so great. Maybe there's somebody in a home that is not a good influence, unless they're like a gardener snake. But I don't think so. Could be a neighbor or someone around the home, maybe even the family. They might act like a martyr. We got a martyr here, but it's paired with wholesome. Hmm. Hmm. I'm not real sure about that. Anyway, there's love. Definitely giving you love. And expectation. Like they have expectation of you, especially with going back to school and the academics. They want you to do well. I think to avoid company that brings you down. um, and they're watching you and they're proud of you for sure. Let's see, anything else? Shine. Shine your light, I'm sure. And self-care, act of love. That's why she left her old neighbor. Oh, okay. Oh, I got you. Did she ever call that neighbor a witch? Just curious because a witch card came up. Maybe she thought she was a bit of a witch or a bit mean. And there's Ouija board communication. It's interesting, but she wants you to take care of yourself and pay attention to your body. If you're getting tired, don't burn the midnight oil and push it too much. I think she really wants you to eat well, take care of yourself, TLC, just like you did her. Um, and she loves you, and she's got a lot. She's right there, and her energy's like really strong. You're taking criminal justice for investigating the nursing home and jails. Right on. She's also highlighting creativity for you and entertainment to offset the stress, to enjoy yourself and to have fun. Make sure you make time for fun with all that schooling. That's really important, like music. And we get driver here, somebody on a bicycle, and be in the here and now. Practice being in the here and now. Don't be getting anxious thinking about the future. Um, being overwhelmed. Take it a day at a time. Be in the here and now and love yourself and pay attention to your body. Take care of yourself. Okay? And that's my message from her. Let's see what else we get. My goodness, I can't believe we're almost at an hour and a half. Okay, will I get good news this month? Mariana, she always said her neighbor was a witch. I almost didn't want to show that because I thought, what's this? And I thought, okay, I'll just ask. Yeah, uh, did she say she spoke with the Ouija board? I don't know. I she fussed at me for not waiting. Mm. Well, she is a character, and she loves you. She's like she's got a lot, and she does. I can feel it. She does have a lot, expects a lot from you, but she doesn't want you to burn out, and she wants you to honor your family, your bodily needs, paying attention to it, not eating. Yeah, I mean, it's real easy to do, especially if you're stressed or you're studying. Um, Make sure you're doing things to relax so you can get your appetite up, you know? Relax. Maybe the things that are funny and the creativity might help. So give yourself TLC. And she means it. Take care of yourself. Focus on that. And she's watching you very closely. All right. That was really neat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Isabella. All right. Leslie King. Will we be able to sell Mum's house soon? All right. Let's take a look. Yes, she did hand signs evil eye. What a character. That is funny. She's very strong energy. I mean, like, wow. Yes, I stayed busy all the time and I wouldn't eat. Yeah, I've done that before. It's not good. You'll run your health into the ground and get sick. So don't do that because before you know, one thing goes wrong, then another thing goes wrong, you know? So nip that in the bud by making sure that you stop, relax, kind of decompress, get your appetite back. Okay. Leslie King, will they be able to sell her mom's house soon? Leslie King, will she be able to sell her mom's house soon? Leslie King, she be able to sell her mom's house soon? Well, there's a choice. There's the lovers. I think it's a yes. And the emperor, maybe something with a father figure or with the husband. There's a couple. Maybe this is who's going to buy it. Maybe you would meet the husband first. I feel like I'm getting a husband of a couple that you're, seeing. So I think yes. There's the King of Swords, some kind of clarity, and the Queen of Pentacles. Yes, I think you will. That could also be the wife, if there's a couple that buys the house. I get yes. I get yes. And it's just a matter, and there's the house. It's just a matter of the right person crossing your path. Be patient. There you are waiting. They'll come. I think it's possibly the husband of a married couple, a King of Swords and a Queen of Pentacles, perhaps. Um, Hard workers here, working hard, very resourceful. I don't know if they work to do with fraud or anything like that. Um, Not that it matters really, but it's kind of a feeling working on issues of betrayal and researching. I feel like these are maybe their jobs. They're specialists of some kind. So I think that yes, I always like to pull a little bit more, get a little bit more information. Okay, Festin. Okay. Hello, did I miss out? I hope not. Will I be able to talk to or hear from Gwendolyn Venable ever again? Thank you. All right, let's see. Will Feston be able to speak to Gwendolyn Venable again sometime? Is that coming again in the future at some point for Feston? Will Feston and Gwendolyn Venable chat again sometime? I get the Emperor. I think so. That's usually would be like a yes. It has to do with self-mastery. It could be talking about someone that you both admire or respect that's very talented, is older, uh, quite possibly, if this makes sense to you. And the lovers, I think so. This is harmony. Um, maybe looking at a relationship of someone talking. I don't know what you guys were talking about, but here's the sun. I think yes. Again, there's joy, there's happiness, and another opportunity, I think, in the future. Okay. All right. And I'm just gonna, Leslie King said, the house needs some work to get up to speed. Okay, maybe that's also what that Eight of Pentacles is to them, putting work into the house. I mean, need to sell my car to get it done. Ah, sister has control of mom's finances. Okay, so not sure what she spent. Well, I see this getting done, and you got really positive cards. So just go along with the, play it by ear, Leslie. I think it's going to work out. Okay. All right. So let's see. Mariana's the last question for the live. And I want to thank those of you that popped on for this one. Next weekend, it'll be back at its regular time. And only way I do that is if I'm in too much pain. And wow, I have not been in that much pain in a long time. I'm glad I'm not still in that amount of pain. So, Mariana, will I hear good news this Monday? Let's see what you get. Will Mariana be receiving good news on Monday? Yes or no, guys, please? And thank you. Will Mariana have good news on Monday? Well, you get the Two of Cups, so I would say yes. This is a positive card to me, and it looks like it would come in fairly quickly with the Knight of Swords. It's the fastest knight in the deck, and it's usually dealing with messages, and I think very quickly. I think you will be hearing from someone. And I don't know if there's an aspect of someone that is willing to do what's necessary, or where a Page of Pentacles, some kind of study or something new, maybe finances are concerned. I also get that somebody might be being a bit of a stinker here, bossy, ruthless, possibly to do with the job or finances. But I get positive news. This is harmony once again, and the four pentacle, I'm sorry, the four of wands. This is the home life. Let's see what it's paired with. A king of pentacles. It looks good. So, yeah, I think where finances are concerned, and particularly where somebody might be being a bit extra, it's going to get worked out because I have positive cards here. There's collaboration of people involved and justice. So once again, balance and fairness, possibly also something with a legal aspect and people working on that. So I see yes. Okay. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for this unusual uh, rescheduled live. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your flexibility. If you appreciate it, would you give me a thumbs up? Thank you so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video for sure, and most definitely next Sunday at 3 p.m. All right, guys, take care, and remember to take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Make sure that you're, especially this time of year, you know, immune systems and all of that. Take your naps, drink your water, love yourself. All right. See you later. Thank you. And thank you, Isadora and everyone.